Yep, Christina's next.
Christina Swyers is next, and she is going to talk about how you can be a stay-at-home mom and still be a super successful. Now, she speaks to me. She speaks my language. I'm a mom. I have a 5 and 3-year-old. Every time I get to listen to her or talk to her, I'm like, we're people, so I'm excited.
On our live, yeah.
She says, learn how you do not need to accept the social norms around women being the breadwinners, and you as a woman can win and lead by example.
Yes.
You can win with a baby on your hip, and this is what she's all about. So let's bring her on up to the stage.
Let's bring her on stage. Let's do it. Where are you at, Christina?
I'm right. Hey, we're so happy that you got to come on, and I'm excited to hear you. So we'll let you go ahead.
Just make it go. Okay, we'll give you a 1-minute marker when your keynote's going to be done. So look for that at the bottom of your screen. Have fun. If you need to share, there's a button down below. And make sure you guys are listening up, because the best takeaway is going to win a gift. And we want to hear all your questions. So Christina?
And so we get more interaction. Start putting your takeaways in while she's talking. Like if something inspires you, write it down. And that way we can have it in the chat.
Be proactive. All right, Christina, have fun and enjoy your session.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Norman and Candy, who is also my spirit animal. As a woman in this business, you know how difficult some things may be for us, but I'm here today because I'm going to talk to you about how you can literally squash all of those social norms that people think or they say, different stigmatisms that they say that women can or cannot do in this industry. And so, hey, I just want to let you guys know that you can do whatever the hell you want to do, okay? I am Christina Swyers. I am a licensed real estate agent with eXp Realty. I run the Christina Swyers Living brand in St. Louis, Missouri, and I've been doing this for almost 7 years now full time. And I was a jack of all trades and a master of all before real estate. I have to tell you guys, like, I literally have done it all when I talk about the professions, from high school all the way through college, and a progression of in my 20s and my 30s. And now here I am at the amazing age of 40, kicking ass in real estate. And I have found my heart in real estate. And that's really what I want to speak to you about today, is just finding that drive and that motivator to where when you wake up in the morning, that your feet hit the ground running when you get out the door, and you are just loving life and loving your career and the choices that you're making. And so that's what this is all about. It's just making sure that you are doing what you want to do. That's all I think any of us can ask for, right? So collectively, I've done about 40 million in sales. I am not that agent that sells 100 houses a year, because I have little people. I have baby men, as I like to call them, and I literally have a family, and I like to travel, and I like to do all the things. So the stigma that you have in real estate, I see a lot, is that you have to sell 500 homes a year to be successful. And that just isn't true. You don't. You have to be a smart business person, businesswoman, businessman, but you don't have to do the things that everybody else is doing to be successful. And in fact, I would like to say the opposite. I would like to say that you really should be willing to do unpopular things, unorthodox things, to run your business and to find the success that feels and looks good to you. And so I have built this business. I was a young mom, actually. I had my older son, who's actually 20 now today, when I was 20. And so I was essentially like a kid raising a kid, and I was a single mom for many years before I even met my husband. And we decided to have our 2 more children. So I have 3 boys, Logan, Gage, and Benjamin. They're 27, and the little one just turned 5. And so I have built my business with my husband, Jeremy, who's been nothing but an amazing support. With this company that I'm at. I started, at a local franchise that wasn't vibing for me. I didn't like the uncollaborative environment that I was at. I left. I went to an investment firm, built a big portfolio, lots of contacts, worked with tons of investors. And then somebody brought me the company that I'm with today, is eXp Realty. And I just hit my 4-year anniversary with the company. And it really is my home. I feel like I'm home with this company. It vibes with me in that unorthodox way of doing things. We have a cloud office, similar to how you saw when you came in to the Zuddle. It's like 3D immersion. It's really awesome for your business. And I can essentially essentially work anywhere that I have my phone and a Wi-Fi connection. So I just love the fact that I'm able to work from anywhere. And that's really all a mom could ask. When I really started in this business, I didn't want to have to go into the office every day. At the time, my second child had just turned 1, and I didn't have the time really to go into the office. And so I needed a cloud office just like this here. We're in my home office now, that I could go and get trainings, coaching, talk to my broker, do all the things that a traditional company had. But my child was still at home, was still, my youngest was still at home, and he was still nursing, like, essentially, and needed me to be there more so than maybe dad. And so it was really, really an interesting dynamic and a switch for me in my mindset to realize, like, we can do things, and this is just a season. So that's what I'm really speaking to, like, the moms right now, to let you know that whatever you're in right now, especially if you're in real estate and you're trying to figure this out and you have small children, and by small children, I mean like under the age of like 2 or 3, and they're still super clingy, and they need mom all the time, or so it seems like that, or you're still nursing or whatever. Like, just to know that it's okay to take it slow, or take it at your pace, and do what feels good for you at the time. Like, I would essentially work my prospecting calls when my son was not eating, or when he was taking a nap, essentially, or get on a training when I knew I had 30 minutes or 45 minutes to knock something out. And I love the fact that I have this cloud office at home, that I'm able to do that from anywhere, and essentially help me with not dealing with guilt in my business. And as you know, like, real estate is tough. It's an 87% failure rate. That's like, wah, wah. Nobody wants to deal with that, like, in those statistics, and feel like they're not going to be successful. But what I will tell you is, the one thing that has helped me persevere through the last 7 years and help my business 10x and grow is the grit that I have, and I haven't given up. And so I feel like a lot of us overcomplicate it. We feel like we have shiny object syndromes. We need this lead generation system, or we need this branding and marketing, or we need to run these Facebook ads, or we need to, and all of those things collectively, yes, are important in your business. But I feel like we got to get back to basics. And if we get back to basics and we just stick with the relationship that we have with ourselves, with our sphere, with the people that already know, like, and trust us, we can build a big ass business, and we can do whatever we want with that. And we don't have to be sidetracked by shiny objects. And it's okay, if right now you're in a season where your children are small, and you can't feel like you can take over the world right now because that's pulling at your heartstrings, or it's just an emotional thing for a woman. It's something that's unexplainable, right? And they always tell you, listen, you can always sell more houses, but you can't always get that time back with your kids. And when they're little, they're only little once, right? So, I mean, listen, I noticed early on, I was a stay-at-home mom after I'd left many different corporate career jobs before I got licensed in real estate. And I knew that just wasn't for me, like, staying home. Like, I needed to have something, not so much to make finances and contribute to the family, but so I had my own money. Like, it was so important for me to be able to have my own money and earn that on my own, but also to find something I was passionate about and that I was contributing to. And I felt like that makes me a better mom. It has made me a better agent, 100%. More empathetic, more sympathetic to people's situations. And in real estate, we come across so many different people. But also, as a mom, you're able to multitask and find a way to niche down. And that is one super duper big tip I want to tell you right now. And no matter where you are in your business, if you just got licensed 5 days ago, or you've been doing this for 5 years or 50 years, it's really important for you to go through what I call your client avatar and niche down. Figure out who your clients are, like your top 3 clients. Like, for instance, my top 3 clients are families, because I have a family myself, and I know where all the great neighborhoods are, the cul-de-sacs, the best schools, where the families want to be. single moms are my second, because I was a single mom and I know how desperate single women, single mothers feel to just want a home for them and their child or their children. So it literally speaks to me in my heart to serve those people. And the third are investors. And a lot of times my clients that are either in category 1 or 2, they will become an investor in that third category to help them, show them how to build wealth in real estate. So I've progressed, especially like from working with that investment firm to 5 years ago to now, being able to serve those investors and people and do multiple deals with them and just work by referral and with the people that already know, like, and trust you. So don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to like dumb it. Like literally just make it simple for you and love on your people. If you are loving on your people, it will be reciprocated back to you. That's the biggest thing I can tell people in this business. So mom guilt out the window. We don't need that. We need you to find what makes you happy. We need you to figure out. That's why, like, when you get into real estate, they're like, oh, well, let's figure out like your DISC profile or your Bristol Myers-Squibb. Like, figure out, are you a high D or a high S? Like, where do you fall in the spectrum, to figure out like what you're good at. I never think that's a bad thing. Actually, there's a great book behind me. I have a lot of my books that are important. Or not this one here. I want to show you. The Strengths Finders book was a really helpful book for me to figure out some of my strengths and things that I was good at. Those are the things I feel like will help you not only find the profession or what you love doing, but also teach you more about who you are and more about who you want to connect with as clientele base, because nobody wants to do this job and make it feel like icky, like they don't want to work with a client on the other side. Like, we've all had a nasty buyer, we've all had nasty sellers, like in those situations, and we're like, oh, never again, right? So why can't you build a business and get to a point to where you don't have to feel like that, and like you're almost like working with friends is like the best thing ever. So I want you to really think about this. Be willing to do things out of your comfort zone. For me, that was doing video. If you go back and look on my Facebook business page, right, I have over 10,000 followers on that page now. Didn't start like that, and I was horrible at video, but I showed up and I started doing it. And here we are almost 7 years later, and I've built a really amazing, incredible business. And I'm essentially one of the digital mayors in my town for real estate, because I decided to put that out on a platform and put myself out there and become raw and authentic. And this is the version. Yes, today my hair is done and I have makeup on, but honestly, on any given day on Facebook Live or on stories on Instagram, you'll find me. And a lot of times my hair will be up and I'll be in yoga pants. Like, I want to match my clients and their energy, and I don't want to have to feel like I'm stuffy in a box. Like, I want to feel comfortable in what I'm doing. And so that's probably the biggest tip I can give you as far as niching down, figuring out who your client is, your client avatar, and then figuring out how you want to show up and serve those people and really be consistent with it. So all the successful people in real estate, as you see, they're just really consistent with the things that they do. Some of them love cold calling and door knocking. That's not my jam, but the ones that do it really well, and they do it all the time, and they are consistent, right? So for me, it was video and social media that helped me grow a big business. I mean, honestly, my first brokerage told me to work phone duty and cold call and door knock, and I didn't want to do any of those things. I just went home and started a Facebook business page, right? And I started connecting with people. And I wasn't just posting, but as we've talked about, and I know so many of the speakers have talked about over the last day and a half, that you have to get in there and engage with people on Instagram, on Facebook. You have to get on there and engage with people on LinkedIn that are commenting on your articles or sending you messages. Like, it's a two-way street. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about that. What's his $80 strategy, where he didn't have the millions, he had billions, millions and millions of dollars he has today. He had to figure it out on Twitter by engaging with people and taking those relationships into the DMs and offline, essentially. And that's really all I've done. So that has helped me not only sell more houses, but raise my price points. And I'm actually an icon agent at my company. It's like the top 1 to 3% of the company for production. I got this fancy little award behind me the last 2 years. I just hit it again. But I regularly, consistently sell 35 to 40 houses a year. Nothing insane. But as for me, the metrics am I being able to sell, higher price point homes? I actually just yesterday did a luxury listing specialist designation because I want to break more into a luxury market. I sold a really high-end luxury home at over 1.7 million this summer, which was a highest sale for me. And an average price point in my market is $290,000, $300,000. So it was a big deal. That really helped me understand that I have so much to learn still, and I can do big things, but I don't have to necessarily sell more houses. I can sell the same amount, or that sweet spot for me, which, like I said, is 35, 40 houses, but raise my price points and increase my volume, which is what I've done over the last, I would say, 2 years. Is just increase that volume, not so many more houses, because I want to work where I want to work. And the reason for that is because I have a big team, but I don't take care of this team in a way that you would think of, like they're my partners, but the company that I work for has allowed me to connect with people all over the world. And so I have 73 agent partners in over 7 states across the country. And so that's on my heart too. Like, I want to help agents and mentor them and help them grow a big business too, but also streams of income. They say the average millionaire has 1 streams of income coming in. So for me, I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket, especially when I started making really great money in real estate, started opening my eyes to that entrepreneurship and that entrepreneur in me, that side that said, okay, where do we invest, right? So the natural progression there is like investment in real estate, which I just bought a lot in Florida to build a vacation home there. That's what great. But also, are you working with a platform that is helping support you in multiple ways? And so the company that I work for has done that. I've been able to create a 6-figure passive income stream that comes in. So I have real estate sales. I'll soon have the real estate investment property sales that are income coming in from that, from rental vacation income. And then this passive income that I have from something called revenue share. And then I have stocks and equity. Like, really get into it, dig your heels. And then the third, like the least of that I'm really excited to talk to you guys about is I created a group with 3 other amazing icon agents at my company called Girls with Grit Collective. It's myself and 3 other amazing, incredible women. And we saw a need in the marketplace for a group for just women, female agents. And I want you, if you're on this right now, if you are a woman in real estate, I want you to join this group. We're going to put it down in the chat. It's girlswithgritcollective.com. And it is incredible what we've been able to do since February. We just started this group in February. We have over 5,000 women that are licensed realtors from all over the country and Canada in the group. And we hosted our first event in Nashville for women this past summer. We are launching a coaching platform this December. That's so exciting. And yesterday we just announced we're having a nationwide food drive, and we want to collect 100,000 canned goods to serve our communities, and we want real estate agents to get involved in their community. So whatever's on the horizon for me with what's next, I know they say what's next for real estate, like what's next for me, oh my God, it's like so big. And so I just have all these ideas and I can't keep up with what I'm doing with it. But listen, I want to inspire you to know that you can do anything that you want. You don't have to worry about social norms. You can show up as you are. And in fact, people want that. They respect that. I can't tell you how many agents come up to me at a conference or at an event, or just even like call me or see me out and about. And they're like, I wish I could do that. I'm like, but you can. You can just be you. Everybody's like, well, I can't do what you do. No, you can't, because you're not me, but you're you. You can show up in your true, authentic way. You shouldn't be wanting to show up like me anyway. You should be wanting to show up like you. So a lot of that has to do with mindset. Like, what are you doing to feed your brain? Because in the beginning, it was rough for me. Like, I had to make myself do like personal development. So what I found is my sweet spot is going to events. I don't miss company events. And from there, that helped me grow into other events. Like I recently went to a Tony Robbins conference for the second time. I saw him. I really loved him. I like to be inspired by people doing things that are living big lives. And so I highly recommend you make yourself an investment. It costs money. I understand. You have to figure that out in your business, but it will pay you back tenfold. And it's a write-off, so you can use it in your business. That's really what has helped me grow tremendously over the last 7 years in this industry, is investing in myself. I'm putting myself out there. I'm a high D, but I'm also a high I. So I really love to be around people and connecting with people. So that was my jam, right? You need to find your jam on where you shine. And that will literally help you so much. It will pay you back tenfold. I cannot tell you enough. So the key points I want to leave you with are: dig your heels in. You've got grit. Don't give up. I only sold 3 houses. 3 houses my first year in real estate. I only sold 3. Okay. Listen, you can do hard things. You just can't give up. If you want to have success in this business, you cannot give up. You have to be a gritty person. You have to have grit and persevere and figure out. I love that Marie Forleo's book, Everything is Figure Outable, because it is. Everything is essentially figure outable. And if you can dream it, you can have it. If you have the thought, you can do it. You just have to sink your heels in and get it done and have some grit. So have grit. Second thing I want to talk about is do video, and then do more video. I want you on this platform, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's YouTube, right? The second largest search engine behind Google is YouTube. Video, hello. I want you doing all those things and putting yourself out there, even if you don't love the way that you look. Listen, I've gained the COVID 10, 15, whatever that is. I don't love the way that I look on video right now. I'm just being completely honest with y'all, okay? Like, I'm still showing up because it's me showing up for me and for my family and for the long game and the strategy. And I've got a lot of people to impact. I've got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of life and a lot of years left to give to everyone out there. And so do you. And there's so much more that we could be doing. This isn't about like hustle culture. This is about you figuring out how to live a big ass beautiful life and hopefully have a big ass bank account to match that, right? With whatever you love and whatever you're making. So I really think that that's so important. So do video that's going to help you get out of your comfort zone. Nothing grows in a comfort zone. And remember, you're a marketer. You're not just a realtor these days. You are a marketer. Everyone is searching online. We're not going to get away from that. So just understand that you are the brand, not the company you work for, but you. So you have to do everything to get outside of your comfort zone. You have to do everything you can to build that brand and to come across as true and authentic and raw and real, right? People don't like phony, they don't like fake, and they also don't like the used car salesman site. Like, that's done. Just show up as you, be professional, and the right branding will come around that, right? As long as you're educating, entertaining people, they will. Like, you're doing the right things. But you're a marketer. Just remember that. You're not just a real estate agent and opening doors and sticking signs in yards. So make sure, and then the last thing, make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, that you're in love with it and that you believe in it. You will never be successful in any industry unless you actually believe it. People always say, they're like, how did you grow such a big team at your company? I'm like, because I believe it. I truly believe that it's the best thing out there for myself and for agents. I honestly do believe that. So if you are not believing in what you're doing, there's no way that you're going to be successful at it. I don't care what anybody says. So I love that you guys are finding this helpful. It looks like in the chat, like, we're getting out of our comfort zone. Yes, I see some of the comments coming in over here. This is so great. I want to talk a little bit more about the Girls the grit group if we have some time to do that, because this group, listen, I searched, and I know everybody knows this, there's so many Facebook groups out there for real estate, but a lot of them are not great. Or if you feel like you're going to ask a question and they're going to get crucified, I wanted to start a group with some amazing women, no matter where they were at their level of real estate, that didn't have to feel like awkward or weird, or that somebody would make fun of them, or like, you know, just be nasty and rude to them online for asking a question. And so it's so hard because everybody behind their keyboard is like a keyboard warrior these days, right? So we don't tolerate that in the Girls with Grit group. But I wanted to put that in there, and I will put that in the chat here. Can we put that in the chat? I don't know if this is available for me to do this. I want to do this. One sec. This is the group. Put that in there. If you're a female licensed real estate agent, you can join that group. And we are doing some amazing things. But, one of the other things I wanted to talk to you guys about is don't say no to opportunities. Listen, like, I don't sell 1,000 houses a year, right? Who would want to talk to me or interview me? Like, put yourself out there as a marketer. And as I've grown my following on Instagram and Facebook, people have reached out to me for podcasting. I actually just did a piece in Vanity Fair, you guys. Top businesswoman in St. Louis. Like, don't say no to opportunities. I became a published author last year. Resilient real estate women with amazing other women. Like, don't say no. That was amazing, an incredible opportunity. Like, don't say no to things once you start seeing success. It will only help you in your business. Remember, you are a marketer. You are not just a realtor. And so you have to understand that your brand and such will be explosive if you are like consistent with that and understanding in that. So what else do we want to talk about? Mindset books. I want to kind of go over some books that have helped me a lot. There's some great books. This one here, The Big Leap, Getting in Your Zone of Genius. One of my favorites. As you can see, it's so worn because I've read it so many times. I love that one. The other one is that Strength Finders book. I love You Are a Badass and You Are a Badass All the Time by Jen Sincero every day. She has so many good books. And a current book that I'm actually reading right now is Amanda Francis's Richest book. And she's actually has a psychology background and talks about how we can get in our own way mentally from not opening up our manifestations to wealth, and how we are the co-creators of our lives, and it's completely endless. Yes, do you want me to? I can definitely list those. Okay, let's do this. Badass. Excuse for the bad language. Jen Sincero. And then this other one is Strength Finder. The Strength Finders book that I was telling you guys about will help you determine like things about you. And there's like a quiz. The Big Leap. I love this one. There's so many good ones. And another one that is amazing is, here, hold on, I'm going to tell you this one. I don't have it in here because it's in my bedroom side table, is Build an Empire by Elena Cardone. So, over the last year, I've been able to actually take multiple trips with the people in my organization at my company, ADXP, and partner with Grant Cardone, Elena Cardone. And I've been to the ladies of 10X like 2 times, and I just have learned so much. It's like, those are my people, right? You want to get around your people. But I highly recommend Build an Empire by Elena Cardone. Hi. I think that's in the chat. There we go. You guys talking here? Know if I can hear you. Can you guys still hear me? And then the other book here, I'll write the other book in here that I wrote. Resilient real estate women. All right. I think they're going to come back in here in just a second and kind of pop me back out. I don't know. We're going to be waiting here just a moment. If you have any questions though in the chat, I know that a couple of you came through while we're waiting. Feel free to pop in and just ask me anything. Honestly, I'm an open book. I will tell anybody. If anybody messages me, they're like, how did you do this? I'm all about collaboration over competition. So
love it.
Yeah,
me too.
Always. Everything is always about collaboration. If somebody asks me a question, I'm an open book.
I love that. I love that.
I will always share.
Your keynote was action-packed. Thank you so much for the book recommendations in the chat. Let's go ahead and ask any questions. We have a minute or two to ask some questions. We're a little behind schedule because we want to give her 25 minutes. We gave you 30 minutes because you're on fire. And so you saw that 5-minute counter. It was supposed to be a minute, but we're rolling through this whole process. And any takeaways from anyone? Best takeaways? Any questions?
What's the best first steps to take as a newer realtor?
There you go.
That's
good question.
Great. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I would definitely, if I had to like do it over again, like I told you guys, my brokerage wanted me to cold call and door knock, and that just wasn't my jam. Yeah. And I went home and I started a Facebook business page. So for me, like, make sure what you're doing feels good, but I would get that brand on point. Like, I mean, do photography, like branding photography, get a good graphic, look professional, and then start showing up. It's like free, right? And also at the time, you know, from being a stay-at-home mom to starting in real estate, I did not have a lot of money to spend on stuff. So I had to do what was free. And like Facebook Live doesn't cost anything. Just to show up, start showing up and getting your name out there. That's probably the best tips I can give you.
That's great advice. So we have
you don't have to spend a lot of money.
No.
Yes, you don't.
Don't spend it until you have it, because you don't want to put yourself in a place of desperation.
Back into yourself and into your business, right? 100%.
iPhone. Get an iPhone and have someone take pictures of you and get dressed up nice. That's it.
Yeah.
My business card, I took myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what else? Here's a good tip. I just actually gave it to a newer agent who was asking me where she should take branding photographers. I said, go to a new construction, new build home and use the model home because it's already done. And they're going to want advertising for you to bring a buyer. They'll let you use it.
Yeah.
Done.
Yep. That is so smart. I love that. So we have some new people in the chat. The best takeaway. Who do we have here, Candy, with a really good takeaway? It looks like.
Stefan McFerrin. I hope I didn't butcher that. So sorry. But anyway, be yourself and use what's going on in your life to connect with others. I love that because I live my life like that. We're generating the people we want to work with, not just desperate for anybody to work with us.
Yes.
So
Avatar and niching down. Fine.
Yep. I got 99 problems, but Instagram isn't one. That's going to be a course program you could take, and it's 99 actions, specific actions you could take to have more community reach and influence. And we are going to give the Bluetooth microphone, because at the beginning we did not select a winner because we had some more people actually pour into the platform, and we've already raised $300 in sponsorship. Sure, John Sy, who's coming next, did a huge donation. We appreciate you so much of $100. And Mario, we're going to give you the Bluetooth microphone from the beginning of who came to Christina's keynote first. Yes. So now it's time to go to the breakout room, have some fun. Christina will see you there. Thank you so much, Christina. And so Candy's actually going to go there right now. She's excited to go to your breakout room, Christina. And John Sy is going to go live at 11 a.m. So we will see you back on the main stage here in the next 5 or so minutes, and enjoy the breakout room with Christina. And thank you so much, Christina. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Love you all.
Love you as well. Take care.